Sure, it is counterintuitive that in a market that has seen prices compressed, you would have a lot of people really paying a lot of attention. But I think that, and people say this, that the bear market is a builder's market. We've had a lot of destruction clearing out companies that were fraudulent or taking advantage of the space. And so the people that remain, it's easier to build now than ever before because you have a better sense of what's real, what not to do. And I think also on the institutional side, as the space gets crisper and sort of more acceptable from a regulatory perspective, you're going to see large companies step in once there is space for them to actually deploy their solutions. Yeah, I think that especially the year 2023 is a year of protocol development. So we see a lot of scalability projects and layer 2 projects, roll-ups, privacy solutions, zero knowledge proofs, and that infrastructure development is really important to the space. And if you don't have the pressure of token prices and so on, building out infrastructure is very appealing to companies. And it's very helpful because if you improve the protocol, more people can come. And then you have the second layer of companies that package and repackage that infrastructure. So for example, for Consensys, Infura lets companies and developers connect into Ethereum nodes and Polygon nodes without having to spin up their own nodes. Another example would be the staking that's gone online for Ethereum, and the question of how do people and institutions access staking? Can crypto exchanges provide that, or do you need to run your own hardware? And so I think these issues are just getting much more exposed. And it used to be that the crypto native people would obsess about protocol level details, and financial institutions would obsess about brokerage or some capital market system. And I think it's converging. So what I see at the conference is people from both sides of the industry finding language to talk about infrastructure and to talk about things like MEV and the dark forest of transactions, transaction ordering. So I'm very encouraged that there's a lot more substance that people are engaging in. I think there are two key areas of evolution in the space that we need. Evolution in terms of clarity and quality of solutions. So the first one is stablecoins and payments and CBDCs and generally just bringing fiat and cash equivalents on chain. And I think especially this year, there's just been so much turbulence around governmental reaction to stablecoins, I think rightly so after the collapse of Terra Luna, but also a lot of progress from DeFi protocols like Aave, Launch and Go, and CBDC projects all over the world. So I think the bridging of money into tokenized form is here. It has already happened, but the kind of commercialization and mainstreaming of it is next. And so the second point for development is around what is the Web3 economy and what is the commerce that lives in the Web3 economy. And so, we have a lot of financial infrastructure in crypto, and the financial infrastructure has to serve some sort of commercial activity. It has to serve some sort of economic productivity, that people are making stuff, they're selling stuff, and everybody's benefiting from that. So again, I think this year we're seeing a lot of development in DAOs, in how people contribute labor to DAOs, how they organize, the tooling around it, and I think that's going to start connecting into payments mechanisms and again into money. At the core, Consensys is an enabling company, and we have a really strong vision for how the world is going to be if the world has access to a global open source settlement layer that is in many ways anti-fragile. I'll use the word permissionless and decentralized and open for innovation, but at the core is just available to everybody as a place to execute software and to have digital objects and to have economies on those objects, all of that being open source and available. And so for Consensys, that mission is at the core of why the company exists. And we've gone through different iterations of how to power that up. And first, we were a labs company, then we focused on bringing that to enterprise. And I think today, the biggest levers that we have ahead of us are how to get users to actually live in Web3 and enjoy it, have a good experience there that is safe, that is secure, that is protected from fraud. And so MetaMask is the core product for doing that, for helping people and corporations get to Web3. And then the second lever is getting more developers and builders into the space. And it sounds generic, but it's because it's necessary. So with Infura, we help developers use APIs to build the applications in Web3 to make it useful. And there's a lot of other kind of technical protocol things that we do. We contribute to Ethereum. We build out software libraries that others can use. But I think those two levers, which is getting people into Web3 and getting developers to build things, that's the core flywheel.